So you can start with introducing yourself.
Okay. Hi, I'm Miss Jauregui. I teach 10th grade world history and 11th grade US history.
Okay. So why did you choose teaching and why King Drew?
Okay. So I chose to become a teacher out of a deep love for my community. So I grew up around here. So my students, I see them, I say, you're my neighbor. You are my friends' kids, right? Not other people's children, but children from my community. Um, so that's I guess that's why I chose King Drew, but why I chose teaching. It became really obvious to me that in college and in life, you have an easier time navigating when you have not just one person, but a lot of people who have your back and want to help you. So that's a lot of what my motivation is as a teacher is being an adult in someone's life, in addition to all the other adults in their life, that's going to back them up and help them find their way through.
Okay. And how do you maintain good relationships with your students?
I maintain good relationships with my students, hopefully by presenting myself as a human being who has good days and not so good days, just like my students do. And being honest when I make mistakes and really keeping those lines of communication open. Um, so being honest, being a human being, always checking in with my students, um, yeah, I hope that that is a way that I maintain good relationships with them.
It sounds good.
I'm
Do
a
you
little
see
nervous here.
There's no need to be nervous. It's just
Okay,
you're doing good.
thank you.
Do you see the value in students learning things that are going to shape them as a person as well as broaden their knowledge? And what key points would you like your students to take away from your class?
That's an awesome question. Um, So yeah, I think everything you learn in school, whether you think it's useful or not, is something that shapes your future. Especially history and social studies. These are the classes that are going to shape your worldview, that have some influence on how you see yourself, on how you see the world. So, with that being said, the most important skill that I would like students to take away from my class, or two skills, I should say, is to approach everything with a critical lens and always try to find out how something came to happen. And so really just investigating that and having that curiosity. So critical thinking skills and always being curious.
And what are the challenges you have experienced with distance learning and how have you adapted?
The biggest challenge I faced during distance learning, I guess, is just distance learning itself and not being in person. Especially my first year, I would have loved to meet all my students in person on the first day. So that has been the biggest challenge. It's just coping with that and knowing that it's not safe for us to be together. Um, and how I've adapted to not being able to see my students in person, I think has just been to kind of slow down a little bit, have breaks when we need it, to really check in with students and see how they're doing. So, really checking in and seeing how they're doing with everything has helped kind of has helped me cope with distance learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you like to do for your free time?
Oh,
Mhm.
I I know my students know that I like talk about this a lot. I like to like roller skate. I like to bake. I'm really into like coffee, so like trying to find out new drink combinations. But the big one right now is for sure baking. So I bake all kinds of things. I'm on a journey. Maybe I'll open a bakery one day. So
Sounds
that's
good.
it.
And do you have any advice for incoming freshmen? Any words of wisdom that you like to give?
um, Advice for incoming freshmen: don't be afraid to ask for help because everyone at King Drew is here to help you. No one's job is to embarrass or humiliate you. So always ask for help when you need it because there's always people that want to help you. And don't be shy. Just ask for help.
Okay, well, that's it for this interview, and your answers were great. And I appreciate you reaching back and doing this. This is really helpful, and I'm sure this will help, the incoming freshmen and other students at King Drew.
Thank you, Nina.
No
Thank you for
problem.
your time. All right.
So have a good day, and I'll
You
see
too. Have a good day and have a good break.
you. Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye, Nina.
Bye.